anyway, so figure it out. When the music phased out the first time, I bet everybody thought we were coming back. Oh, I left on the circular heads there also. I
Damn
didn't
you, circles.
out of practice. How do I fix this?
We're gonna, this is technically
There
the
we go.
circle joke. Okay, good.
There we go. All right, we made it. Okay, Alt, how you doing, buddy? Back on the horse.
Yeah, buddy, doing well. When's the last time we streamed? It's been a minute, huh?
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. When we stopped streaming, that was when I officially took the rollover at UE, and I was waking up at 4 a.m. every day, which I am still doing. And I was
like, we did a couple of streams, and then you were just like zombie mode. Like,
I had no energy, and if I have no energy, this isn't going to go well. I'm just sitting there looking at you like,
yeah, no, I can't hold this up myself, man.
That's going to be. You got to play ping pong,
bro.
Yeah, it's got to be ping pong. If it's not ping pong, if the ball isn't going back and forth across the table,
I mean, technically, I could have propped you up like in Forrest Gump. You know, when you put the ping. You ever done that? Like, you put the ping pong wall up, vertical, and then you just. Are you a good ping pong player? Are you any good?
We had a ping pong table in the basement at my dad's house when I was younger, and Mike and I would play all the time. And we would go down there and have some hot battles.
Yeah. I got pretty good one summer when I was like, I don't know, 13 or 14, maybe 13. One of my friends, he had a ping pong table in his garage, and we put it out there one summer, and then we just played every day because we were just kind of obsessed. It was fun. But like by the end of the summer, we literally had it to where we had to angle it in a 2-car garage so we could stand 6 feet back, and then just like bam, bam, you know,
get the spin.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a fun.
Started experimenting with different grips. You had it like the clamshell, so you could put the spin on it.
I sucked at that. Like, I was a tennis player, so like I just played like tennis. You know, like I couldn't do the whole clamshell thing. I was terrible at that. I would turn it and then just hit my hand.
Were you like Monica Seles, like the old tennis person? Like every time you hit the ball, you're like,
No, I was not.
No, you weren't. They were more manly grunts.
I would just curse under my breath. You suck.
Yeah.
You could just troll them while you're playing.
Yeah, I haven't played in a long time, like really played. So a lot of the skills I developed when I was probably like 13 have gone away.
They're there, man.
But the one skill that has persisted is the ability to absolutely smoke a serve across the table, just like very low, barely have it skim over the top of the net. Yeah, I still have that one.
A good ping pong serve can be dangerous for sure.
For sure. All right, cool. Well, yeah, so I want to state at the front, this is the disclaimer part of the episode. Nothing I say in New Standards is an official statement. I'm going to say that right out the gate.
NFA fam.
Not financial advice, not an official position as an employee of the Luxo Network, period. Right? This is Craig, the community member and co-founder of Zero X Soul, who is streaming today.
Okay, so you are responsible on the Zero X Soul side of things. Then they can
I am
they can
responsible.
reprimand you.
Yeah, I can be reprimanded there. I am responsible on that side for sure. Yeah, so there's a lot to cover because we haven't done one of these in a while. I don't even know where you want to jump in.
I don't know. What
You got any topics that are burning that I mean, that's a great mug.
It's all where it all started, fam.
I've got my
what is that?
bathtub of water. The
Minecraft
movie
okay.
cup for Minecraft that I have.
Did you get the popcorn bucket too? That's kind of the new thing, isn't it? You get all these different popcorn buckets.
No, I didn't get that. I just got like this thing with an Enderman on top.
I even saw one yesterday. It was for the new Karate Kid movie, and it's like you have to like karate chop the bucket to open it up. It's so ridiculous. Movie theaters are dead, bro. Like they are dying so fast. They're like, how do we scrape together enough money to keep this charade going?
It's really too bad because movie theaters used to be my absolute favorite.
Well, back when movies were good, sure. You know, like you really can't justify spending $20 a person for a movie that's like not even any good, you know. Especially when you have a 60-inch TV, 4K in your living room, you know, it's like what's the point?
Then I'm paying $15 a month for my 11 streaming services. Yeah. That was supposed to be cheaper than cable and has somehow gotten way.
Oh, you're saying you're paying $15 a pop? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
now you still get commercials and you got to pay even more if you don't want the commercial. Like they've scammed us. They got us.
That's so
They're like, we're going to get them hooked on streaming and then we'll hijack the streams with even more. Like that's going to be the future when we're just wearing AR glasses or we have like chips or whatever. It's like, yeah, we're going to fall in love and then they're going to be like, all right, now bend over. Here comes the advertising. You know?
I'm actually really concerned about that too. Like, so it leads me to this thought. Google the VO3 videos that are coming out.
I've been thinking so much about that lately. Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, how are we going to be able to tell what's real and what's not? I mean, we could basically be living in that exact environment right now.
Yeah. I mean,
not know it.
If you didn't believe in simulation theory, every day you have more reason to believe in simulation theory, right? But no, I mean, it's still not like, I mean, it's kind of twofold, right? On one side, it's like, man, the tech is getting good really fast. Like video over the last year has completely evolved like to a whole new paradigm where it's actually like looks believable now. Now, if you're like a seasoned artist, it's not super helpful. Like, and in some ways it could be instead of doing a graphic or effect or something, but it's like you don't really have much control yet. Especially with VO3, it's like if you give it imagery and stuff, it doesn't do a great job with it. But if you just kind of let it do its thing and you're just like, hey, give me a person doing X, saying X, or whatever, it's like it's pretty good, man. Like, I think like I don't know. There's certain things like as a filmmaker, right? I think a lot about this and like what kind of stuff will actually have value in the future. Because if everybody can just go on there in a couple of seconds and make something visually, you know, stunning, it's like how do you set yourself apart from that, or how do you have value in that world where anybody can do it, right? It'll be something like it'll kind of come in waves. Because right now it's like you still can't do a long form shot. Like you can't do anything longer than like 5 or 8 seconds. You know what I mean? And even then, even when you can string a bunch of shots together and make a short. And I've seen some pretty funny ones out there, you know, floating around. I don't know if you like the plastic bottle baby one. I don't know if you saw that one.
No, I didn't.
It's ridiculous, dude. But people are kind of figuring out how to work with it, you know. But yeah, it's like you could still see issues and artifacts, and it's super limiting as far as like control, you know. But it can be entertaining. I think it's more going to be like the seasoned, you might have just more of like the middle class dying off even further, where it's like, okay, you have people that actually really know how to make high quality film and control stuff and stylize things and good performances and stuff. And then you're going to have like kind of the low hanging fruit, which is anybody just sloshes out something and they're trying to just catch you on a viral thing that lasts 20, 30 seconds. You know what I mean? But it gets more expensive too. If you wanted to make a 5-10 minute short, I mean, it would actually be pretty expensive if you wanted to craft it very well, because even for like a high quality on VO, for a high quality 5-second shot with dialogue, it's like $3, you know, like, so, and you really still don't know what you're going to get. You might have to run that 10, 15 times to really get a good shot that you want, you know, and then, yeah, it can get very expensive. But yeah, but it's pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. like for the average person that's dealing with not necessarily the entertainment art side of it, just like the social media side of it. Yeah, man, they're going to be struggling for like to create content that gets seen because it's just like from a number standpoint, right? Whenever 99.9% of the stuff out there is AI generated, like how are you even going to get anybody even see your stuff? But then from the consumption side, the average person, like how are you going to find that 0.0001% that is human if that's even what you're going after? You know what I mean? And why would you? You know, who knows? Like I guess that's kind of the information that or the questions that we have to get answered, right, in the coming years.
It's so disruptive. It's like I haven't seen this type. I spent a lot of time thinking about it, not like actively thought, like laying on my couch crying and like whimpering under a blanket, but like thinking actively about what does this look like in 10 years? 10 years is a long time, right?
10
And
years,
like,
you could say
who's
2 to
getting
3
paid
years.
for
What does it look
what?
like?
What do the jobs look like?
I mean, no, I mean that's it's crazy that more people aren't thinking about this. Like I've been thinking about this for 20 years, and in my mind, it was always going to be okay. Data entry is going to be the first thing to go, right? Like okay, and in my mind, okay, the creative, and maybe that was just the disillusionment as an artist, right? Like okay, hopefully, like the last bastion of humanity will be in this creative bubble because AI just can't be that creative. And it's like, no, that's like also one of the first things to go, right? Is like these visual elements because I mean they can pull from what humans do so easily. But yeah, like you really need to be thinking about like what could you do to make money in the
I,
future, right? Like, is the career field that you're in now even going to be there, right? Like most things will not be there. Like
super disruptive.
yeah. I mean, and we're not even
Super
counting like
disruptive.
driving cars. We'll have driving cars by then, self-driving stuff, and already in the US, I think like 20% of jobs are people driving, like drivers.
Yeah, like whether you be a transport driver for goods and services, like a truck, or you're a taxi driver or an Uber driver, like all the gig economy like a lot of the gig economy is based upon this basic
Yeah,
transport. Like
right.
I'll get the drone to drop me off Domino's, you know, like
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people who are making money. We've been sold this gig economy as a way to pursue our passions. So you
Yeah,
can
no,
pursue
that
what
was
you
a
want
cop
in
out.
real
That
time
was
and
yeah.
you can gig on the other stuff. The fact of the matter is, it's like there are massive disruptions to people's economic livelihoods or like means of support.
Yeah.
And it's not in the future anymore. The
It's
wave is
happening in real
crashing
time.
on the
Yeah.
shore. Yeah.
I mean,
But
even like some of the AI CEOs, I think like Sam Altman, I think was like yesterday or last couple of days has kind of come out. They kind of had a group meeting and we're just kind of sharing these ideas, and they were basically all kind of had consensus where like even in the next couple of years, half of all entry level jobs will be gone.
yeah. What do you think
Like
about this on the screen, Alts?
and thinking about it, 20 years too, a resource based economy is one of the only solution.
I'd
I don't
love
know.
to
I'd be
get
curious
some
to what you mean
clarification
by
on that.
resource based.
Yeah. Get looks. I'd be love to get a clarification on what you mean by resource based economy.
I mean, one solution that's always kind of bounced around was UBI, like universal basic income.
Yeah.
I was behind that concept because it's just like with AI, you're going to have an abundance of value that's going to get extracted, right? But the way it's shaping up, it's only going to be a handful of companies that get all that value, right? So, like, yeah, maybe the government might have to step in and be like, hey, half of your profits are going to get redistributed to the population or whatever, just to keep from this dystopian war zone otherwise, because people would just, yeah, I mean, there's a tipping point, right? And it's like, and we're kind of in that flux between those two sides of like, they can't get too greedy with this or we'll just tear it all down. Like, for
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Absolutely. Hold on. I'm just realizing it said send Eva Lauren a DM. Does not say where. On X. Send it to me on X if you want to join the stream. There we go. Want to join us? You want to chat about anything we got going on? Join us on X. You can always comment. Like, let's make that very straightforward. You can always comment where our comments stream right into the director's panel and we
Yes,
can flash them
please
up on
do.
the screen. It's way better if we're chatting back and forth with you guys. So this is meant to be a fun time for everybody to get together. Alt and I, you're just watching two friends who haven't had a chance to chat in a while, and we're just dishing. Oh, here you go, Walt.
What up? Well done, Julio.
Tell
Oh
them
man, I
who
haven't
you.
had Don Julio in a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's delicious. Just
I haven't had a
delicious.
drink of alcohol in like 9 months now.
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really miss it. I didn't drink much anyways, but
No.
when I was drinking tequila, that's one of my jams for sure.
Yeah. When I have a drink now, I tend to regret it fucking immediately after. Like,
After one drink.
well, no, I mean, because it's like, okay, immediate as in within the next 12 hours. I'm like,
Yeah.
why the fuck did I do that? Because
Yeah, yeah.
it's just not, man. It's like a depressant. The whole alcohol industry is like dying because people are realizing, oh, you're
Right.
just feeding yourself with Babylonian poison. It's
Well, there's
literally
other
meant.
options too, right? Like people smoke a joint or something instead,
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. For me, it was. I mean, I never really drank much, anyways. I was a social drinker here and there, so I don't really miss it. But when I really dug deep into like the health implications and just like what it actually does physiologically into your brain and stuff, and I'm like, wow, because I always thought in my mind, okay, as long as you just have one drink, like it's, you're fine. And it's like actually no, it really
No, it's
doesn't.
poison. You're
It doesn't
poisoning your
matter.
body.
Yeah.
Poisoning your body.
Um,
And also, fuck, the liquor sponsor we had lined up just dumped us.
Hey, we can still be bought. I will drink for the right price.
If whiskey, if any one of the craft whiskeys that is made in the United States would like to sponsor this show, please let me know. I do enjoy a glass of whiskey from time to time. So I'm bitching about drinking. It's just I would rather not have a carbonated corn syrup beer in my
Right.
stomach. Like,
Something more pure. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, thank you. And even like the craft IPAs, like that's been a whole thing. I mean, I enjoy a hoppy beer. My stomach,
I
the
do not.
second it hits my stomach, my 44-year-old self is like, fuck off.
I've never liked hoppy stuff. Like even when I drink beer, it's like I want a lager. I just want a beer while I'm on the beach. That's the vibe that I want. Give me a lime, a
La
Mexican
cerveza más
lager.
fina.
Yeah,
Yeah, give me a couple Pacificos down on the Mexican seashore, and I'm loving life
yeah, that was
for
my
sure.
jam.
All right, resource-based economy. It's where all goods and services are freely accessible to everyone without the need for money, credits, or any other form of exchange. Interesting.
So like, is it like socialism or like like a utopia society where just everything's done for you? I mean, that's you kind of have to extrapolate out. Okay, let's fast forward 10,000 years. Literally everything's done for you, right? Like,
Yeah.
how do we get there? How do you survive
Yeah,
that?
who's paying for the goods and services that are available?
Well, and
Like,
then if everything is free for everybody, like, does value even have value? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I mean, there was a book I read going way back. It was like Post Scarcity Anarchism. I think it was by Murray Bookchin.
yeah,
And basically his musings on this world that we're living in, like when resource production gets to the point that like there's an abundance of everything that is needed and the only issue becomes distribution of the
yeah,
resources, right? Like if you can meet that need to evenly distribute resources, then what does that look like? What do
right.
people do with their time, right? If
Well,
you had
so
all your needs met, alts, what would you do with your time?
that's the whole thing, right? Is there's a couple sides to it. Which for one, like me, I'm a big proponent of Universe 25, Mouse Utopia. Like basically,
Yeah,
when a life organism on planet, like an animal, we are animals, right? But like when an animal, if you make it too easy for them to survive and to procreate and do whatever they want, like, and they don't have to do anything or fight for anything, and there's really no purpose in their life, then they just slowly fall off into this degenerate state where they self implode and destroy themselves. Like, and humans we're doing that right now, right? So, but imagine if you make it even, yeah, if you literally extrapolate all form of work and you just given everything, it's like, yeah, man, we probably would. I don't know if we can function in that. You know what I mean? Or like we had to redefine meaning, but also like, okay, let's say we can figure it out, and everybody's like, okay, consensus wise, we're not going to work. We'll put our effort into doing, I don't know, creative endeavors or, philanthropy, whatever, who knows? Like we figure it out, right? But it's like even then, yeah, what we have to redefine the entire economy and value ecosystem, right? Like, okay, well, those material things no longer have any value because everybody can have them, right? And like social capital, like that's a really interesting one. How does that take form, right, in the future? If everybody has money, okay, maybe it gets distilled back down to like I could see it going back the complete opposite way, where it's like value ends up being like a gladiator type thing, where it's like you got big muscles and you fight to the death in an arena, like with physical form, in order to like prove yourself to. Yeah, I'm just saying like that's obviously extreme, but I'm just saying like maybe physical things
Yeah.
become more important as everything else becomes digital. You know what I mean? Maybe even artists like, okay, the only way you can actually have any value as an artist is like if somebody hires you and you go to their house and physically paint in front of them,
Yeah, yeah.
something like that, right?
The cost of digital or production materials that you can't see how it's done is super low. Like
Yeah.
because authenticity isn't there versus like you said, come to my house, paint a mural. I'm willing to really splurge on that because it is authentic. It is a one-on-one. It is something that you're paying
Well,
creators
and
time for.
quality wise, it would be the same, right? Time
Quality
wise,
wise, it might even be better. Like again,
well, right, exactly. Yeah. Maybe it's
quality,
the
it might
the
be
the
better to
robot
have the
version is even
robot do it.
better. Well,
Yeah.
but I'm saying, but like, yeah, so let's say even it's the same quality, or even if it is the same, it's probably still gonna be cheaper and faster for the AI bot to do it. But I think you're gonna have a subsect of humans that are like it's like now, like I just really like vinyl, right? I just like the authenticity. Because even like
The
younger
scratch
well,
in
it's
the
funny
vinyl.
too, because like younger filmmakers today, like there's this kind of epoch that happened where for the longest time it was very cost prohibitive to shoot anything that looked kind of cinematic. It was very expensive because the way the lenses and the frames worked back in the day, it was like in order to achieve like even a shallow depth of field was like very expensive. You had to do a lot of different things and you needed an insane amount of lighting and yada. And then they came out with DSLRs, like a digital, I can't remember what the S is, but like whatever, reflection lens, whatever. It was like basically like a handheld version that you could actually manipulate the depth of field to where it's like, okay, somebody can kind of be in kind of like even my background now, it's like out of focus, right? Like that's like depth of field. But it's like that kind of happened like in the mid 2000s, and there for for $3,000 you could have a camera handheld that would do that, and it was like it wasn't perfect, wasn't great. You had to kind of cheat the system a bit, but then it was like, holy crap, man! Now and then it was like then it became this whole wave for like 10, 15 years of just like people overdoing it, right, and making shit look too digital. And then now you're getting this new wave where they're like, man, they really want to make shit look and feel like all the kids now are like they want to make stuff look and feel like it came from a film camera, from the 70s or 80s, which is funny because I think it's just all cyclical that way too, right? But I think I think you'll see that as things become more and more AI. It's like people are still going to yearn for flaws and mistakes, just because I guess that's just that human element, right?
Yeah. It's like the photographer that takes everything back to Lightroom and they like really dust it up and you're like, "Ooh, wow, look at the lighting." And versus the Polaroid shot, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
really, there's no cropping, there's nothing. It's how did you frame this? How did you capture that moment in real time with the limitations being the exposure?
yeah, yeah.
That's cool. As someone who sucks at taking photos, I always appreciate a well-framed shot, you know? Like truly, I don't take photos because I'm like, "Oh, let's take a photo."
I mean,
Like, "Oh,
there's
well."
some pretty simple like rules that you
Yeah.
can learn pretty easily to just understand composition and stuff. And then a lot of it's just taste and preference,
Yeah, you're talking to someone who is like
But
ma
yeah, I'll teach you
many
the
levels
basics.
deep on it. Well, how do I wanna explain this? I appreciate tastemakers. I am colorblind, like we've talked about in many ways. I I think I'm a little neurodivergent. Every day I have 20 plus white t-shirts that I wear, and
It's all just efficiency, man.
I'm
Like,
fucking
who
Homer
needs
Simpson.
color? That's just a waste of time.
I'm
It's like,
Homer J. Simpson. Like, go in my closet and it's the same thing hanging up. "Oh, okay, white t-shirt."
hey, but it's so efficient because you don't ever think, man, God, what am I going to wear today? I've got all these
There is an
options.
efficiency to it for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Like, there's an attraction to that efficiency to just take that stress out or to, that wasted time and energy.
Oh man,
If you don't care what you look like.
yeah, right. I If you have no give a shit about how you're being perceived in the world as he swallows water from the Minecraft cup that takes his entire face up.
Did you GM Heisenberger? So I guess you went and saw Minecraft. What did you think? I haven't seen it.
Uh, it was entertaining.
But so
Like,
was it like Rocky Horror Picture Show entertaining? Like where the audience is going crazy? Did you have that kind of entertainment?
audience did go crazy, but I think that was more just like viral meme.
Right,
Someone
right.
saw it
But
on
I mean
TikTok and they
that's
kept
part
doing
of
it.
it, right? Like that's kind of part of it.
We saw it very early on, and it wasn't like a meme then.
Oh no, oh bummer.
But I really appreciate. I mean, again, when Ivy and I left the movie theater, we were like, Ivy's my daughter. We
Yeah.
looked at each other and we're like, All right, rate the movie. What do you got? And Ivy's like, well, kind of delivered what it was supposed to. I give it a C plus. And it's like, yeah, I'll give it that too. Like, but it's because the range, it never could have scored the one. Like, if we're going
Right, no.
numbers, it wasn't meant to be up in the
Well, that's why,
90s and
like,
100s,
if
you
you
know?
ask me about the same thing about a film, I'll give you 2 ratings. Like, one
Yeah,
of the actual 0 to 100, how good is this film? And
yeah,
then, like, yeah, how did it hit its mark, right? Like, how did it perform as entertainment, you
yeah.
know?
As entertainment, how did it hit its mark? It's a 10 out of 10. Did what it's supposed to do,
Right, yeah.
right?
And
It,
that's really all that I mean, movies can be more, but it's like, they
yeah,
don't have to be, you know? They can
yeah.
just be entertainment.
We all agreed walking out of the movie theater though, like you didn't need anyone other than Jack Black and Jason Momoa. The rest of the characters were completely inconsequential. I couldn't even tell you who they were. Like I don't remember their names or even what they did. Like you didn't need anyone else in that movie. Like that was just nah. Like you wasted money on those salaries. Like, you didn't need it.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully you take my feedback, producers of the movie. Just insert more Minecraft mobs in the next one. Uh,
It'll probably be a franchise now, so they'll be listening.
Yeah, I play a lot of Minecraft. That's actually something I got my
What do you think people that don't play Minecraft would enjoy it?
it would still be enjoyable, but a lot of like the inside jokes,
For sure.
like the you got to be in the know of how the game works would go over your head.
Yeah. I mean, I have played Minecraft. I'm not a Minecraft player.
Oh, dude, I spend so much time on Minecraft. I'm actually
Yeah.
flying out to Hawaii again to see my daughter in July, and I'm like winding up for an 11-hour direct flight of just Minecraft. The
Really?
last time I watched Dune, like the last flight I was on, I watched Dune and Dune 2 back to back, and then
Had you
my
seen them
eyeballs
before?
were bleeding. I hadn't. Dune was
Oh.
excellent.
I I liked Dune. I really liked Dune 2. Like I that one was super good.
Yeah. Hey, I want him to take it further. I wish there was more,
Yeah.
right? Like make another one.
Why
But
are they not?
I don't know. You could get rid of Zendaya. I didn't need her in that. I
Yeah.
felt like she took away from the story. Uh Sweet Feels. Hey, Sweet Feels, what's up? Sweet Feels. Annalisa from Luxo was actually just in Norway. I I wish I had thought about it. You might have been able to connect with her. That would have been fun. And actually MPH. Yo, what's up?
Yo yo yo.
All right, you want to talk some Luxo stuff?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
for it.
I feel like there's like a bunch of things we could potentially discuss here, but let's dig into first because I just saw it pop up. I'm gonna share my screen. And there's sure gonna be a few nipple slips in this one.
I was literally just thinking that. Here comes the nip slip.
All right, first, Luminaries applications are open again. So I just saw this post. It popped up. If you were waiting to be an ambassador and you missed out on the first wave, it's up on the Luxo.io account. You can click in there, and Fawn is trying to get you in to get it done. So again, if you're watching this and Jack with the answer, Dune 3 drops 2026.
Oh hell yeah. Nice.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks for the answer. So anyway, that was the first thing, but I actually want to stay off the timeline. I feel like the timeline is either good or horrific. It's nothing in between. So we'll stay off the timeline, but I wanted to mention the Luminaries because that is it's a pretty valuable program. I think I don't know. You get the one-on-one like the live stream. Not what were they?
Video chats.
Yeah, video chats. We'll call it that. Fabian and Kat and a few other people from the Foundation UE come in, and it's not just like we're giving you information. Also, from my perspective, it's been a lot of like real back and forth, offer feedback, have a conversation, kind of moments. So like that's
Yeah.
a really kind of neat perk. And I know there's other stuff coming with the program, but that's Fawn's department. You'd have to talk to her more about the Luminaries. But I want to give a plug because we need more ambassadors out there that are pushing the Luxo thing along.
Sure, for sure.
You got anything else you want to add about Luminaries?
No, definitely. If you're interested, hop in. It's a good time. I don't know when they're going to open up again, so definitely do it.
All right, I want to be okay. I'm gonna self-shill this shit right now. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Okay, first, we're looking at universal everything on my very wide screen. Let me see if I can change the aspect ratio so it looks a little bit better. There we go. It's kadoosh. So there was the new UI update. What do you think about the sidebar?
Sweet. It's very cool. Yeah, the trending. So yeah, I mean, like, I guess for a lot of people, they haven't like really played with the grid much yet. So I think it's more inviting now, and easier to kind of get in there and start getting started.
Yeah,
for sure. But no, I love the trending and the feed and stuff. It's shaping up nice.
Yeah, I'll give you some insight here. The trending, this is just an interim trending page. It's just aggregating activity on the feed across some keywords, and then also blocking some keywords. So
yeah, I was kind of curious what if it was just hashtag Luxo or like what it takes to get into the feed.
That you'd have to try it.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was just like hashtag Luxo.
That is definitely a way to get in, but it also is smarter than that. So if you're like hashtag Luxo, go F yourself, Ethan. Right, yeah. Like it's not gonna get through. But this is just meant to be an interim solution, just so we can have a placeholder. This is me giving some, I guess, alpha, right? Drop it alpha. This is a like a placeholder, because what'll be on this trending page will actually be more of an insight directly into what is going on with universal profiles, and what is going on relative to the Luxo network at any given time. So this won't be an aggregation of an external process. This will be more like what's trending on the network and what are people doing with their profile.
That's cool.
But that takes longer to build, so that's in the process, but that's what's going to go here.
That's pretty sweet, actually. Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted something like that. I don't know how, like, whether you kind of curate that yourself or you tap into something else. Yeah, but just kind of see what's happening on the network, because I mean, that's one of the beautiful things about Luxo is it is more social and human readable, right? So like, yeah, finding ways to easily just view what's going on. I mean, it's pretty damn cool. Instead of like, because think about like if you're on Ethereum and it's like, okay, what's going on? I don't know. Let me go to Twitter and figure out what's happening on Ethereum, right?
Yeah, it's truly a social network. I mean, I think that's one thing that, from a communication standpoint, as an entire ecosystem, we're not doing a good job of matching what is being built, what the long-term vision is, with what the narrative is on the streets on any given day. The Luxo network truly is meant to be a true social network. Like, not Facebook has the social network, but like Luxo, the network, is meant to be a place where you kind of have an insight into what people are doing. It's interesting because you can see things. It's interesting because there's a lot of information that can come from that. There's a lot of, I don't know. It's just like an experiment in a decentralized social network.
Well, and even to have like
myself
to even have like a hub where it's like you can do multiple things in one place. That's really interesting too.
Yeah. So on the sidebar, Heisenberger says right away, mini app store soon on the sidebar. That would be cool, right? Like that's definitely what we need. It's something that's discussed all the time. Like, how do we go and add apps to our grid, right? Because if you go to my profile right now and we look, and again, I'm just looking at my profile. Alt's is much more beautiful. Mine is not beautiful in any way, shape, or form. But if we look on the grid and you can see what I have here, there's probably wonderful applications that people have launched decentrally underneath universal profiles, and you wouldn't even know where to find them. Like, there's nowhere to find them here. So that is definitely something that needs to happen. Just going through this really quick. Mario says, GMGM guys, enjoying the live series and video as always. Balls ZYX. Love it. Appreciate it. We're happy to be here. This one right here is actually IRL, buddy. Style is definitely cyclical, and counterculture will always be a slice of the pie. Simple and classic tactile talents will still find places to be desired and valued. This is in response to that, like, bring a mural painter to your house. This is actually my buddy Alex. You met him when you came to my house.
Oh, that's Alex. Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
What up, Alex? How are you, buddy? Yeah. So actually, MPH is asking, is that Twitter or up? And what you're seeing here is the my universal profile, but the trending page is actually aggregating Twitter. It's actually just an iframe that's aggregating Twitter, right? That's all it's doing right now, right? And it gets updated over the course of time. But what we really want to do, I don't know if you played around with the salts. You see profile jump down here? Did you check that out?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so profile jump.
Profile jump, right?
Yeah, profile jump. I'll just switch context really quick. This is profile jump. Profile jump allows you to get an insight kind of like what's happening on the Luxo network right now. So here, I'll just sign in real quick so you can, if you haven't seen profile jump, because some people are not as active on with their profile as others. So now I'm logged in with profile jump. Profile jump did a short live stream with Theodore, who's the founder behind it. Guy is super interested in metadata. This entire platform here is literally just looking at all the metadata that's available on the Luxo network relative to profiles. So it's actually kind of really cool. So you can see, like, there's this little toggle. You can't see, there we go. There's a little toggle that has social focus or wealth focus. So like if I change to wealth focus, it's going to show me this psychopath. this individual has almost 500,000 lux on a universal profile. Good for you, right? And then there's more going down, so you can get an insight into like who the holders are in the network, what people are holding. You can see Hashi Cross Chain Alliance has 6,000. There's a lot that can be gleaned from this. It's kind of interesting. If we go from a social focus perspective, we can look across profiles. We can look at the different tokens that are out there, which are kind of cool, right? We can check out the people I'm following, my followers. What I thought was really cool, also, that I discovered this and I didn't know, if you put something like artist as a metadata tag, and I look at, because I'm underneath my followers right now, there's none. Nobody has that. But across the entire network, if we have people who have artist, right, as that's part of their profile, it pops up here, which is really interesting. Or developer, right? Maybe that's not the, oh, I got to hashtag it. That's it. Hashtag developer.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Right. So these are all the people that have the developer in their profile. So if you were wondering who the developers are on the network, you can go find them like this. Right. Even some people who are trying to be anonymous. This is Mustafa. I'm calling you out, Mustafa.
Oh man.
Cool. Right. But like, isn't this kind of cool?
Yeah, no, that's super cool.
It's super neat. So you can see people who put maybe meta heads. Look at that. Right. So anyway, profile jump, super cool. There's a lot you can do here. There's a lot you can check out. If you go to view my profile on profile jump, it'll give you this dashboard where you can see the huge amounts of money that I'm currently holding. I keep spending it. NFTs I hold, you can view my held tokens. You can see my social growth over time, my licks accumulation as I have spent it down on things. Token distribution and more. And Theodore is looking to really expand this. So it's actually something that's really cool. It's worth you checking out. As always, it's showing you universal profile. So if I wanted to, I could probably edit this image right there, which it is cluing me in, but I can't switch screens. And you get the whole general idea. So have you gone on profile jump at all?
I have, yeah. I've played around with it a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. What are your initial thoughts?
I mean, it's great. I think it's just, it's one of the things that sets us apart from other chains, right? Like we mentioned Ethereum, it's like, what can you do on Ethereum? Like, okay, on the network, you can really just go to like Etherscan, right? And it's like, you're not really seeing much information. Like, it's kind of hard to figure out what's actually going on or what people are doing. I mean, you could do something like OpenSea and kind of see an account's, NFT trading and stuff. And you might see some similar stats, but it's not going to be quite the same, and it's centralized, right? As opposed to this is just completely decentralized information and profiles.
Yep. I'm looking at Fabian right here, right? We're just checking out what he's doing. Hey, Fabian, how you doing? Oh, we got some missing verifications. Got to fix that. Prozen, Jake. Again, these are just like people I'm following that are just showing up very quickly. I can grab Jordy Dutch, my man, Altan. I know what you got, buddy.
Yeah.
Right. But
my legs too when I get it.
Yeah, I want people to just be aware of this because this is actually something really cool that's just on the network that I wanted to make sure that we highlighted. We haven't been on in a while, and I feel like stuff like this kind of falls in through the cracks. But from Universal Everything, if you're visiting your profile, it's right here, which is kind of cool. Yeah. What is the next thing that we want to discuss? I have a whole. I had eggs this morning with salsa.
Yeah.
And when I just put my hand up here, that was the indigestion.
Oh.
That
What
was
kind of salsa? Did you like homemade salsa, or what do you use?
no, it was paste, spicy.
Paste. Or those
Yeah.
old paste commercials?
Oh, Heisenberger, 28 years later. Are you talking the movie? Because I want to see that movie. We're going to discuss 28 years later. Have you seen that? Has it come out yet?
I don't know if it's out yet. I have not seen it. But it's funny now that he changes PFP to actual Heisenberger, like not the actual, but the actual of the actual. But I'm literally just in the final season rewatching Breaking Bad. Like it's still really fucking good.
Yeah. Final Destination, underwhelming. Did you see the ceiling fell out of the
Yeah.
theater during Final Destination?
I mean, she survived, but yeah, what a story.
Yeah. Guess who is not doing that?
It's kind of, I mean, just crazy to think that they're on number 6. Like how many like it's a high concept film, meaning like there's like a one log line that's like, oh man, super interesting concept, cool, and it's like, but to do a whole 6-part franchise off of that is so funny.
Yeah, can we be like slightly interesting? Just like come up with a
No.
novel idea.
No, because we need to make money.
Gotcha.
And we can't risk not making money.
Gotcha.
But luckily, that system's not making money anymore.
Yeah, thank God.
Thanks to people like Disney, they messed it up, so it's good.
Yeah,
I love to see whenever they make one of those films and it loses like $300 million. It's like, yeah, all right, we're headed back in the right direction. Give us some quality shit.
Yeah, Snow White.
Yeah, that was great. Great. I love all the hate it got. Like, yes, we need more of that. We need to actually hold them accountable for making trash.
Agreed.
Because I mean, that was the thing, is like pretty much since like 2002 or 3, maybe, like when we had the writer strike back then, it's been downhill ever since. Like the studios were like, fuck it, let's just do straight rehashed garbage that we know will make money that has a built-in audience. Let's just run that into the ground. And then the audience was like, all right, cool, we'll watch it. Yeah, let's make these $1 billion films. And it's like, no, both sides were culpable. So
And there was plenty of blame to be handed out.
Yeah, but now you look around and it's like, well, this is what we get. We supported the garbage, and now that's all we got.
Yeah.
But it's cyclical too. So yeah.
All right.
What's not cyclical?
Do you have a chance to add anything to your My Apps page, Alts?
Not in My Apps yet. No, I've not.
So My Apps is the ability to add personalized elements to your grid. It's like a personal grid.
Yeah, that's one part I wasn't super clear on, where that lives, and because it says on there, like if you don't have anything, it says that some sites might pick this up. So I wasn't sure what that meant.
Yeah, so this right here, when you go to your profile, these grids are all publicly available. These are things you want people to see. And actually, from this perspective, this should be this grid should be on my wall, right? Because just demonstrating soul feed here, I'll actually make an edit so we can see probably the way that people should set this up. Oh, I'm showing you too this button here. See the play button?
Yeah.
You can now enable the preview of what people will see
before you publish and stuff.
Before you publish.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Right. So it's a cool little button that was added. So you'll be able to see what the user is going to see before you actually lock it in. But I'll lock this one in.
Yeah, that's a great addition. Yeah, because before you had to basically like sign a transaction, launch it, and then like go pull it up and see what it looks like.
Yep, super annoying. Now you don't have to do that. Just hit the play button. So everybody's aware that we had for one of the first levels of Hackathon, or maybe you're not aware, we had launched this Soul Messenger, so you can have conversations like Alt and I are in here. Nice. right? Also, even how do you make holy water? I don't know. You boil the hell out of it. That'd be hilarious. And this is super fast. This allows you to have a conversation with anyone with a universal profile. Like I just shot Alt a message and he got that. If you want to have a conversation, we do not have the profile search up in here yet. So like you have to actually enter a valid address. I can't just search for somebody, right? It's not going to find you. So feature request, bug, that's a feature request, not a bug, right? Yeah. But that's here. You can get Soul Messenger. I wanted to show you Soul Feed though, because Soul Feed is actually kind of cool. Something that I posted a video on yesterday, but it's kind of neat. So let's clone this bad boy to my profile. When you clone something, it'll ask you, do you want to go to your grid or do you want to go personal? Right away. I'm going to go to just my regular grid. Now let's go. The one thing that Universal Everything doesn't have is a redirect now. So just be aware of that. Like, remember when you used to clone something and it would immediately go to your grid to lock it in? Now it stays on the page, but when you go to my profile,
it's there
under the grid. It should be there, but I don't see it. Again, product testing in real time. I don't know why it's not there. Let's report it. Wow, that is frustrating. All right, hold on. Let me go back to Soulfeed. It could be that I have to update my grid, my actual grid. Regardless, I'm going to grab it here. I'll clone it to my personal because I'm fairly certain that will work. Or it's not working. I don't know why it's not working else. Isn't that annoying in real time?
Wait, the clone to your grid? Yeah, that wasn't working before.
Yeah, but it was fixed. I don't know why it's not working right now.
Can you still like click that and open in a new window?
Let's refresh. Let's refresh and try again because that is annoying. And if it's not working, we need to figure out why. Because I really want to show this fast action controller. Because if you haven't done that already, that fast action controller is actually quite lovely.
Is that Terry Crews?
Yeah, that was AJ testing. All right. Personal clone. If it doesn't work now, then we get. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. That's really annoying. All right. Well, while we figure that out on the background, what are we going to talk about? I'm going to work on the testing here in the background. That is underwhelming. What's just happened?
Yeah. But no,
So,
I did like the teaser that you put out yesterday of Soulfeed. It's pretty dope.
Yeah. Yeah. If you play around with the fast action controller, like there's an optimistic UI built. So once you have that thing enabled, it's just a passkey. We're running a relayer in the background. So when you send the transaction, we assume that it is going to be approved. And because we're running the gas, like we're running the relayer in the background. So unless there's an issue, we just update it on the UI and everything just keeps flowing. So it feels like a Web 2 application.
Yeah, it's such a novel approach to it. I love it. Where you maintain that control and decentralization, but you get the ability to make it feel like a Web 2 application where it's just completely instantaneous, which is great.
Yeah. All right. I'm wondering if it's because I had an edit active. Like, is that user error on my side? Now that I'm sitting here, I'm doing it off screen.
I mean, there's a good chance that you messed up.
It's a good chance that I messed up because I'm good at messing things up. That being said, it's not. It just ain't. It ain't it, man. It ain't happening, and I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is. As we've grinded this to a halt because it's not working right now. It could be a browser issue, but I'm running the stream through like the same browser, right? Like Well, no. Like I have the extension running in the same browser, like the same Chrome browser.
Yeah.
So like the extension I'm using is there. And if I take it out, it's going to be a huge, like if I try to just restart the browser, I'm going to kill the stream. So I can't
no
even like test it. There's a lot of things that could be wrong that are causing that problem that are actually not related to UE at all. And I have no ability to test that in real time now, which is super frustrating because I wanted to go through actually making a post there so you could see. But I can't do anything about it now. That's banging the head against the wall. All right. So the other thing that I thought was pretty cool was, did you see Common Ground had their plugins, like the whole plugin setup?
Yeah, pretty dope.
Did you play around with that at all?
A little bit.
Yeah. Did you put anything inside? Did you put Quake in there?
No, I didn't add anything. I was just checking it out.
Yeah. So what Common Ground allows for is you to embrace your universal profile as your login, but also use it as a context. Like you basically never have to switch context. So I'm just going to create a very quick plugin here and then show you what this looks like. Everything.io. This is enthralling for everybody who's watching now. We are at the peak of keeping it entertaining. The second that ground to a halt, then all hell broke loose, and I don't know how to gain momentum again. All right, and Common Ground, and Common Ground. There we go. Okay, so what I did is I just created a.
Can you pull that up too?
Yep, I'm gonna try. There we go. So what I did is I just created a plugin on the Luxo Common Ground server called UE. So Common Grounds actually created this situation where the context from your browser extension is available inside of this plugin environment in Common Ground. I don't, there's probably a better way to say that. So what you have is you have access to all your chats, and you see how this plugin has just reduced size here. So it's still active. So I could be chatting here, like in the community. I could be like, hey, yo, sending messages. And then I want to do something on UE. I can open it up. And when I
having to go back and forth,
when I go to my profile, I actually have the opportunity here. You see, I have the context. So I want to edit my grid because something just happened. I have the ability to come in here and edit my grid. I could send a token. I can initiate a transaction, all of this from inside of the context of UE. And then if I want, I could go back and have a chat.
Yeah,
hey, Flo. Florian in real time.
Yo, Flo. What up?
Demonstrating the CG plugin. So like,
imagine if you were like, so you could be live streaming through Common Ground and be doing it, stuff like that in real time.
Yeah. Right. So we could be doing all this in real time. So one thing we're actually looking at is doing these upvote, like kind of like a Florian has added this for us, this role gated like upvote downvote system that we can use. So you can create issues, you could create posts, and it can operate just like Reddit from inside of Common Ground, but it's literally just a plugin, right? So it can sit open. So you never have to leave the context over here, which is actually kind of really neat. See how this plugin stays persistent, and you can just, again, still chat, be working with your community. And then if you want, you can go back to your plugin, which is super cool. Yeah. And each one of these plugins, like for this board here, which is kind of neat, is like if you had, let's say you had a project and you had very specific roles in your project. Like you had a project that was a game, and as you're playing the game, you're unlocking different levels. Well, you can unlock different boards that you could post to, And as we know, you can unlock
Yeah.
different chats on the side. So there's a lot of feature depth here. And anyone can create a plugin, which is kind of cool. They've got this open and permissive app store system where you could vibe code up a game plugin and it can be used anywhere. So in the context here, which is again, I'm talking about common ground, we could be playing Minecraft. I think there is an entire this is the app store. If you're not familiar, Luanti here is like this Minecraft style game. This can be embedded into the common ground server as a plugin. You can have chats on the side that open up based upon the roles you're getting, and you can be playing common ground, like playing this game. So it's actually really kind of interesting what they've built here, and it's worth experimentation for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, kind of just reshaping access and, like, yeah, I mean, we were talking about the concept earlier of, like, just having a hub that you don't really have to leave and you can do multiple different dynamic things there. Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. And then especially as they start to overlap in new interesting ways.
Yeah. So, like that, um, these things are available in the App Store. You can just go find them. I forgot that he didn't have that published yet. And you can go find the stuff and use it. Is it published? Might be published if I could type it correctly else. No, it's not. It's not published yet. Anyway, these are kind of the fun things that are going on that been working on in the background. And I'm really frustrated that I have to restart this browser to show you that, because the optimistic UI is actually really cool that we just launched with Soulfeed. And right now you can add it to a wall. And you can post things to your wall. I think the Fabs profile I saw this morning had done it. Let me share the screen one more time. These are the things that I was thinking of because it like came across my feed, my Twitter feed. Like they've got a soul feed grid, like so you can check soul feed. And right now it just operates like a wall. So you can just post things to the wall. Right.
Like anybody can or what?
I don't know if I can. Let me try. Let me try to post something to as well. It might only go for me. Ready? We're going to try. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. Set up controller. Create controller. Continue. UCA B 18. What you can't see is I'm setting up my passkey controller on my end. Now I have one.
Let me pull it up on my side and see what I see.
Now it's pinging my extension and I'm setting up my passkey controller. There we go. And I have a test. Oh no, it just allowed me to post on my own. Again, when I hit post, it's just posting to my wall.
Oh, okay.
So you can't leave replies yet. You can't reply yet.
I got a bigger version of that meme there with his butt hanging out.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Now I can just demonstrate it from here. So you have this encryption situation here with the passkey controller, right? So you have your controller and everything's passkeyed. And to set it up was just really simple. You get this, it says passkey required, and on the side, like in the video, it just asks you to create that passkey for your own computer. It's super simple to do. Again, it only takes me about a minute, like from the first time I first press it to when I'm actually ready to go, only because I'm slow through the mouse clicks.
Yeah.
Confirming the extension, and then boom, we're ready to go. If at any time you come back, like you log out of the session, you come back, all you have to click is the decrypt button right here that's located under your controllers, right? Because this will be turned off. And then boom, click it, it'll decrypt it, and you're ready to go again using it like Web 2.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. That's, I think, all on the demonstration side because I have ground this fun conversation to an absolute halt.
It's like the current Hollywood movies. Like the middle act, second act is awful.
Yeah, it's brutal. Just brutal.
We just need a good crescendo now. one of us might have to die by a dragon or something. 4 nipple slips.
The real killer was I'm pretty sure it's got to be with my Chrome browser, and now I'm gonna get
that's the part of the problem when you stream from the same browser, I guess.
yeah. Now
But
I'm gonna
if you pulled it up in a different browser, you wouldn't be able to add that to the stream, then, would you?
I wouldn't have my extension loaded.
Oh, you don't have your extension. I'm just saying you don't have your extension on multiple browsers.
Not on the same device.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You should.
Yeah, I should import it across multiple Chrome profiles.
Well, no, I mean you can have it on Chrome and on, but like I'm asking, like if you had it on Chrome and on Brave, like would you be able to pull Brave into this stream?
Yeah, I could do that. Sure, I could do that, but that's not available to me at the moment.
No, I was just curious. I didn't know if this stream setup would
allow
that.
Let's transition to Pink Balaclava Man. What do we think about that?
Wait, what are you looking at there? I haven't seen that.
This is just the Licks Bandit has just obviously made a splash because we've got the pink balaclava on this Cupco. Oh, and then I'm looking down, we've got Wissam right here.
I saw Wissam this morning.
He's got pink balaclava on.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
Right. So
yeah, Wissam was at the beach with the balaclava.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about Licks Bandit.
Play a couple of them. Yeah, play a couple.
We're talking about the Licks Bandit here. Yeah, there's Wissam on the beach. It's made it into memes. Here's Fat. Crex obviously grabbed it. Got another meme.
Day 14 of wearing a balaclava every single day until Luxo gets listed on Binance.
Oh, good. They changed it up, the spelling for Luxo. I got it right now.
Day 14 of wearing a balaclava every single day until Luxo gets listed on Binance.
Yeah, if you're ever doing audio with AI, you have to spell Luxo Luckso for it to understand. Luxo. Yeah.
Where do you find this stuff? Like, how do you get this many people wearing pink balaclavas?
They might have pulled that from something else.
Wait. How do you line this up? Like, how do you line up that many people?
I don't know if they made that or if that was from something else.
Day 13 of wearing
that looks like it's from something else. That one in particular.
With this one?
No. The ones with all the dudes in line. That one. I'm pretty sure that's probably something else. That, or they're making fun of that.
The things we don't speak about.
Which is even more meta.
The stuff that we won't speak about.
Yeah. The sludge of humanity. Yeah. Yeah, I love the steakhouse one. It's great. Did you see the little vid that I made?
No.
With Google.
Right this there. One?
Yeah. Yeah, that shows your AI video right there.
This is like what's her name? And from breakdancing from the Olympics. Breakdancing. I'm doing it. Look at me.
That's actually better movement. Oh man.
I mean, the dedication of these guys.
I just love the vibe of these guys. Yeah.
Day 11 of wearing a balaclava every single day until Luxo gets listed on Binance.
I mean, it's basically for anyone listening, because there's people listening. It's just a guy wearing a pink balaclava in many, many different contexts that are obscene and normal, like super normal. But this person is super dedicated.
Yeah, I mean,
day 9 of
we'll see how long. What if it takes like 2 years to get listed on Binance? They're gonna be day 742 of wearing a balaclava.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of dedication. A lot of dedication.
I feel like we need somebody to go live stream from a bridge until the bridge launches or something. Like,
Yeah. Man.
but yeah, we'll see. Maybe it gives Binance's attention. That'd be pretty cool.
Yep. Would be nice if it gave Binance's attention. I don't know if it's going to get Binance's attention.
Yeah, who cares? It's funny the way.
Suppose it don't
I
matter.
like the movement.
Yeah, for sure.
I support it.
I support what you're trying to do there, Lix Bandit. I support what you're trying to do. Phew. I feel like I really stole the energy right out of this show when I was trying to do something on UE and it just.
Well, let's try to get it back.
No.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
How was your birthday? Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, Alton, I missed. I got Altz's birthday, but I missed IRL Altz's birthday. So happy belated on your side.
They're the same.
Happy belated on your side. You got me with the text, and I did not get you. Now I feel like a real heel, just a real donkey.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was okay. I spent it on the softball field per view. I spend all my time on the softball field. Actually, I'll be there all weekend. And it's supposed to rain again. We've had like 11 weekends in a row of rain.
It's been raining quite a bit here too.
It's
pretty annoying.
The Northeast of the United States is just like, I don't mind rain on Wednesday. I'm fine with Wednesday. Like, let's do the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday rain thing, and let's make sure the Friday, Saturday, Sunday is clean.
We've got a couple storms like in the last month that have been like insane. Like a lot of rain, but like some pretty good size hail and insane winds and a couple tornadoes. Yeah, there was one night out here. I guess maybe a couple weeks ago. It was crazy. It was wild. Like it was like what do you call it? Like an electric storm going on as well. Or basically it's just lightning like this constantly for like 30 minutes. It was crazy.
Dude. How was the puppers during that?
I mean, hiding in the closet. They don't love it.
No. I can imagine.
I was out there actually at one point like getting a video to send to a friend, and then lightning struck like I don't know how far away distance wise, but it was close. It was like I don't know if you've ever been super close to lightning. I mean, that was probably like the second closest strike that I've ever been near.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It's just so loud. It's crazy. Yeah, one time when I was like 16, it had hailed in the summer because that happens like a lot of times in Texas. We'll get like hail or something during the day, and it kind of like it'll rain and storm, and then just kind of clear up pretty quickly, and then the sun comes out. And it's kind of. But anyways, like it had just hailed, and it was like we ran out there, and it was like all this hail, and we had to like it was pretty good sized hail, like marble. So like there was like 8 of us, and we just started having like a hail fight. We're just like throwing hail at each other. And then as we're playing around doing this, literally lightning hit a tree across the street. It was so loud, and we were inside in probably under a half a second.
I imagine.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
I imagine I'd be fucking terrified. Be
Imagine
horrible.
Struck by lightning.
At one time, I saw a tree get struck by lightning, and it like caught fire from the inside. Like,
oh man,
yeah, exploded the top, and then the inside of the tree was just on fire. It's terrifying.
Yeah,
it's terrifying,
crazy, man.
As a kid, I always was terrified because I was told this story that like if you were taking a shower during an electrical storm.
Bro, I
like,
had those same stories. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like,
I
like really, it's gonna like strike something and end up in the plumbing and electrocute you in the shower.
I lived in complete fear of that. I filed that under like things that I thought were going to be a bigger problem in my life, like quicksand. Quicksand was a massive problem that I thought was going to get me.
Swimming after you eat.
Yeah, that was another one. Fuck. At 29 minutes and 59 seconds, still threat of drowning. But at 30 minutes, fine.
Like where like where do they even get these from? I don't even know how this ever even happened.
I don't know. I'm wondering like what there are other ones out there that are just horrific that I can't think of.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch.
Do you see Fruit of the Loom just got caught trying to lean into the old Mandela effect? Like
No, but
Fruit of
as
the
soon as you
Loom
said Fruit of the Loom, that was what I pictured. Was them with the Mandela effect.
Yeah, Fruit of the Loom has been like gaslighting people, saying the cornucopia was not part of their original logo. And then, no, that's never happened. And then someone pulled out the logo, like got it off. Like they had like some buried old package of underwear or something. And they're like, wait, no, it's freaking there.
No,
gaslighting all of us.
Mandela effect is, it's such an interesting phenomenon. I mean, now it's like there's so many of them, right? I mean, I think it's just people get something wrong and they just misremember it, because it's like the way we construct our memories, especially stuff like when we're kids. It's like for me, the one was like the Sinbad one that he was
he wasn't in. What was that movie?
I can't remember what it was.
Shaq was in Shazam.
Shazam, yeah, or maybe it was. Yeah, but that's one of the ones too where people thought it's because he was in a similar movie wearing a similar outfit, and people just get him confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, the concept of Mandela effect. I mean, it's pretty like some people take it pretty far, thinking it's like a rift in the space-time continuum, and it's like an alternate universe,
So Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
It is not Berenstain. It's Berenstein, and I am sure.
Stein.
Yeah, it was not Stain. And the first grade Craig, who is sitting in the reading loft in Mrs. Day's classroom, vividly remembers the correct spelling with the EIN on the end. I call bullshit on anyone trying to gaslight me into believing that it was always spelled AIN.
Wait, there's another one called Mickey Mouse wearing suspenders. I always, even in my mind, I picture him on Steamboat Willie doing like with his suspenders. I wonder why. Maybe he had a motion that makes you think that he had them or something.
Yeah. A10 says, literally happened to a friend of mine, lightning through the plumbing during the shower.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Alex, bullshit. Bullshit.
I think, I don't think that happened.
Bullshit.
Google that. It's funny, like, more and more people now don't even use Google. Like, the number of, like, users on Google is actually, like, it's fallen off a cliff since we got AI, which really, I mean, AI is just more efficient, right? It's probably better Googling than you are.
Yeah, because if I Google something, all I use is the AI overview that it first pops.
Right. That's where you start, anyways, right?
Yeah, go right there. All right, let's see if we can find.
I mean, it says lightning can travel through plumbing, but it's like, what does it need to strike for it to get to your balls in the shower? You know what I mean? Like, how does it got to get?
I want to see a video of it.
Yeah.
I did see a video that was kind of weird. There was like in a Walmart, there was like ball lightning like flying around and zapping people. What the fuck is that
AI.
about?
I think that's AI.
You think so? Now we're back to AI.
Some of those came out. I mean, now it's like, how can, like, literally pretty much everything now is bullshit. Like, which is a bummer because, like, we were finally getting some decent footage of UFOs, and now it's like we can't trust anything. We won't know unless an alien picks you up.
I hope an alien doesn't pick me up. My wife and I have had this debate for a long time. Yeah. Like, what could you tolerate more? Like a ghost showing up at the foot of your bed or an alien?
Wait, what do I tolerate more? Or what I prefer? Like,
meaning like which one, if you woke up tonight, you like opened your eyes and there was a ghost at the foot of your bed or there was an alien, which one is your preferable? Like
the alien.
See, she's like, no way, I'd rather have the ghost. An alien.
No, an alien, I mean, that's probably a good thing. Like, they're probably like, I don't know. That means so much more. I guess a ghost would too, but like, and this is like a real ghost. I'm not imagining it. There's no chance I'm imagining this stuff.
No, it's a real ghost. So either you're going to prove the paranormal and like multi-level dimensions, or you're going to prove the existence of extraterrestrial life.
That's interesting.
And like, for her perspective, multi-level dimension, like living, is like more palatable and actually less scary than an alien that's going to take you off.
Realistic though.
You ever see Fire in the Sky? That movie?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, but I mean, like,
guess where I don't want to wake up in one of those friggin' pods, like in like that little membrane.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. I find it hard to imagine an alien wasting energy and resources to come to a planet to probe a human. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
So you're more on the line of like, if there are other beings here, they didn't come from far away. They're actually maybe like local to this solar system.
I don't think that. I think they would probably come from far away. But I'm just saying, like, that's my whole point. If you traveled 10 million light years to go to some little remote planet, it's like basically getting in your car, driving to the airport, paying $2,000 to fly to China to then go to an anthill and try to find a little ant and step on it. You know what I mean? Like, why would you do that? Like, it'd be such a waste of energy and resources. No, you'd probably go find that ant, you'd make it its friend, and you'd try to teach him stuff, and you would help him grow. And you'd be like, hey, check out this super weapon, Mr. Ant.
And then cut him in half with a pair of scissors.
But that being said, I mean, the odds that there are alien life forms, yeah, that seems pretty realistic. And the expanse of the universe, right? How large it is, the odds are pretty minute that we don't have alien life form out there, right? But now, in terms of a ghost and interdimensional beings and stuff, like, yeah, there's no scientific, probability of that. So, like,
bro, have you seen Ghost Adventures? When Zach's like, go ahead and hit me. And, I got scratched. Look at the scratch. That's all the proof I need, man.
Yeah, that's all you need. Yeah.
All the proof I need is Zach from that show bullying a ghost and then getting scratched.
But I guess if there is a ghost, what does that mean? Does that mean that there's afterlife and you get to live forever? Or does that mean that you can get tortured, stuck in interdimension territory?
It's a good question to ponder.
I need more context. Is the ghost happy? Is the alien happy?
Yeah, okay, gotcha. I gotcha. Lately, I've been like really, maybe it's because like midlife, you start thinking.
Wait, you think it's the middle point of your life?
Let's hope that I'm 1/4 of the way into it.
I think I'm like
never
5% age. Maybe.
I'll never age. I'm going to be healthy
in the next 20 years. We'll solve aging. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. And they can regenerate all the cells I've killed through doing stupid shit.
Yeah, your body can. Yeah, they'll just flip that gene on. You can regenerate yourself. You'll be fine.
Yeah, good. Regenerate my knees, please. I want to be able to move fluidly and athletically.
Yeah, I think we need to move beyond. We know the population collapse is going to happen, right? We're going to go from 10 billion people to like 800 million or something crazy.
Yeah, so keep us all here.
Maybe we don't even need to have kids anymore. We just need to live forever, and we'll be.
I'm so happy they've ruined the Georgia Guidestones that were going to fucking help us repopulate the planet.
Wait, what?
The Georgia Guidestones? They're down in Georgia. They're like these big stone. It was like a big stone structure that had instructions to like come back from a disaster, and someone blew it up.
Wait, no.
They like vandalized it and destroyed it, so they had to take it down. It was like somebody's like a billionaire's like instructions.
It was like
to catalyze
how to survive an apocalypse or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
And somebody destroyed it.
Yeah. Sweet Phil says, I'll take new knees too, please. Yeah, no shit. I'm fucking dying. I know Alex is listening to this right now in the shop, and he's like, yeah, I'll take new knees as well.
Like everybody will take new knees. Yeah.
It's funny. I love my knees until someone dove into the side of it playing football when I was 18. And at the time, I'm like, yeah, this will get better.
No.
Every time it rains, I know 3 days before.
So when your knees are sore, don't shower.
Have you ever? Okay. Have you ever like slipped in the shower? How terrifying that is.
I mean, I've never
showers like sometimes like have a slight grade to them, and you get the little.
That's why they put slip pads in there and stuff.
Yeah, fuck that.
I mean, did you like fall and hit your head, or did you like catch yourself?
I have not fallen down and hit my head, but you can see how that would be terrifying for an elderly individual. Like I was like,
I mean, I think a lot of hips get broken in the shower.
I was like a cartoon in Looney Tunes. My feet were like, my bobblehead on top, just moving around, trying to balance.
I've seen you crash before in real life, though. Yes, I have.
It's fucking athletic. You know how many people have given me feedback like, wow, man, you are so lucky. And at the time I was just like, it happened.
Your knees didn't look like they were holding you back when I saw you front roll off your scooter.
That was just like pure athleticism. That was like on autopilot. I didn't think about what I was doing. It was just a very natural
Yeah, I mean that's
survival
instinctual.
mood. Yeah, that was purely instinctual. What I know is if I'm ever shot out of a cannon, I know how to survive that.
You'll be fine.
I've got a good Arabian war. I've got a good Arabian roll. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about the getting older thing, right? And like people put this is where I don't know, without getting too deep into it.
And go deep.
I don't know where the depth really is here, but it's the man. Life is shifting all around me. My kids are getting older. I'm getting older. My knees hurt more. I'm like making choices so I don't have a heart attack and die. I just started going to a barber. Like I'm terrible. Like I fucking hate going to get my hair cut because it's I once I'm in the chair, oh, love it. Go ahead, trim it up, babe. Like give me the works, man. Cut the hair, trim the beard, like we're all good. But the process of going to the barber is always something that for whatever reason, like I drag my feet on. I'm obviously not a normal human, right? Like
I mean, I
you
don't
should
think
just be able to like
most
walk
guys are
into a
kind of like,
place
all right, whatever, you know.
and get your hair cut. So I've always like gravitated towards like the really old style barber. You walk in there, it's like
Sure.
wood paneled, they got the hot lather shave on the neck. Anybody that's like a new barber that's like really good at what they do and like take it seriously. I don't know how to interface with those places. Like I just don't know how to do it. So when my barber retired a couple of years ago, I basically used that as a catalyst to say, no, I'm not cutting my fucking hair again.
Yeah.
But I realized I'm in my middle age. I've got to like figure my life out. So I went through the process of like finding a barber. Like somehow that is
That
like
was the
this
challenge.
rocket launch. Yeah, yeah. So I found this like Italian guy downtown that operates an old style barbershop.
Beautiful.
And I said, you know what? Instead of doing the walk-in thing where I'm not committed and I can just like let it bleed too long till my hair starts growing over my ears, I'm like,
Get a regular schedule going.
every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm showing up for that old man, early man haircut. And he's like, I go in there, Joey, what's up? Slap 5 gives me all the dish on the town, tells me what's happening in every corner, tells me, like, where the road construction's going on, where
But there
the
are like some high end ones though. Like when I had longer hair, I would have to go to I mean, I didn't have to, but I would go to like a nicer place because you don't want to risk it. Shorter hair, it's like, if they mess up, like my hair grows so fast or whatever.
yeah.
But those, some of the nicer places are kind of like a spa. Like they give you a glass of wine, they sit you down, give you a scalp massage, and it's a nice experience,
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
Hot towel on your face, and it's pretty nice. So
I don't know how to
interface
interface with those people. Again, I'm
You literally just fall asleep.
wear white t-shirts. Like I like the experience of going in, and again, it's like I don't read the newspaper. You just tell me, Barber, what's happening in town. And anyway, I like in getting older. This is where like getting older comes in. He's like, "Hey, you want me to trim your eyebrows?"
Oh wow.
Yes, please do trim the eyebrows,
So
trim the
you know
beard.
how that works? Like as you age, I say as we age, our hair follicles, like they have basically a set of instructions, kind of like your Georgia map thing. Like they have like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm this little follicle and I'm gonna push this hair out to a certain length and it's gonna be brown and yada yada yada. And then over time it like starts to forget the information. And then that's when you'll have certain follicles that'll be like, wait, I forgot what I'm supposed to do. Let me just push out a long gray hair or something. Like they literally forget what they're supposed to do. And then you get hairs popping up in random places that you didn't ever have before. That's like what aging is. Your cells just getting dementia, like, fuck, what's that supposed to be doing? I don't know.
Yeah, so then you get like the one wire brush that comes out of your eyebrows that's like a foot long, and you're like, God damn it.
It's like it didn't remember it's supposed to stop at a certain length.
You're supposed to stop growing. Oh,
They're just really
man.
overzealous, I really like my job. I just want to keep growing.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta send a message real quick. Hey AJ, can You add a video to the soul feed. UP. Let's see if AJ is going to respond over there in the Middle East right now on a Friday night. Odds low. No, I've been thinking about it more like, what do I do with the rest of my life?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a
I'm
midlife
laughing about
crisis
it,
right
but
there. But I mean, dude, that's what happens to everybody. But it's this is actually one of the more difficult times to be faced with that, because it's like, obviously, with like the economy and inflation and stuff, it's like the financial side of things is way more difficult than it has been in, in a lot of other times. But then also, like, with AI, it's like, man, it's a moving target. It's like, you, from now on, pretty much every 2 or 3 years, you need to completely change the way you approach the world, like,
yeah,
into perpetuity. Like, because, okay, cool, now I aim for 3 years out, got a new career, doing this new thing, and then it's like, oh, and then that's gone. Now I got to pick another one, and it's like, I, I don't know how we're gonna. I don't know. It's a very challenging time to figure that stuff out.
yeah, yeah. It's like the question. Uh, Honestly, like 20 years ago, you can make a prediction. Like if you were 30, let's go back 30 years ago. 30 years ago,
Okay.
there was a lot of disruption that was coming your way, but not enough
We're talking like
disruption.
mid 90s.
Yeah, let's go mid 90s. Let's say you were
Okay.
45 years old in the mid 90s. There's disruption coming to your daily life. Like you're going to have phones and the internet and
Oh
random
yeah,
shit coming your way, but it didn't like
yeah,
alter the bedrock of your of
yeah.
your
No, I mean,
of your
just,
existence,
you could
your
ignore
earning
it.
existence.
You could have ignored it. It'd been, you
And they
really
did.
wouldn't have missed much, or you
And
could
people
have
did.
you could have gotten those things, and it would have enhanced your experience in some ways, right?
Yeah. But
But
it,
now it's like, you can no longer ignore anything.
no, I don't know how to predict what I'm going to do, like what 10 years from now is going to look like. I don't know how to I don't know
I
how
don't
to
think you can anymore. That's the problem.
yeah.
How do you
Oh,
pick a path when you have zero clue what that path is going to look like?
oh yeah. We're starting to get some we're starting to oh, starting to get some comments here, but the time zone's off. We don't need kids. They're going to be replaced by Puppet Elon's robots. Oh man, world change so fast. How do we stay ahead of it? Yeah, hell yeah, you're absolutely right. Maybe we can't. That's kind of like where I'm at. Is like I find myself reflecting on that a lot. You know, where I might have chosen for like I might have preferenced for super stability in some world. I find myself more thinking like, why? Yeah, and stability is not the wrong word. Is like the wrong word. Like, what do I want to do with my time here? Because so many, I can one shot a front end, like vibe code a front end, right? Like we talked about earlier, you can
Yeah.
make any content you want with a prompt. You can get anything, all of humanity's knowledge so damn quickly now.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing with our time then? Like, what am I
I mean, it's only going to get
doing?
worse, man. It's only going to get harder to answer that question.
Yeah, it's
Right?
like
Like,
really
because it's like,
fundamentally a mind fuck.
well, because the way our human evolution happens, like, we evolve, the body and mind, and these things evolve at a much slower pace than technology does, right? Way slower. So, like, technology's gone exponential. So it's like, how we have all these biological indicators that tell us, like, okay, we need to have purpose, we need to provide and protect, and, have kids, and it's like, and then that's like biologically what our genes tell us, survive. But it's like, no, realistically, like, none of that really even, it's all having less and less meaning every day, which is just crazy. How do you combat that as a human to try to find purpose in your life?
Yeah,
Very challenging.
extremely, extremely. It like doesn't. Yeah,
I mean, what's interesting, and I feel like we might have this kind of sector happen where, as technology just continues to get more and more insane, you might have a sector of the population that just says, like, they become just straight Luddites, where they're like, basically, like, they go off grid and they just create kind of their own society there that has, like, no technology. And you know what? Like, younger, I would have never thought that would have been appealing at all. But as I'm getting older, and technology is just getting more and more ramping up, it's like, there's actually some appeal to that, to be honest. Like, I can see some of that actually sounds like that's actually Man, it might be kind of cool.
I'm actually watching my kids in real time kind of live through this, like embracing farming. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know, great. I think it's great. Like I'm not going to pass judgment on this. Like I'm really not. Yeah, I'm just thinking about the myth that we were all sold in our generation alts growing up. Like you don't want to be a fucking farmer. Like why would you want to be a farmer? You go and work in an office, make some tech, do something big, add to the world,
Yeah.
and like amazingly those are the jobs that are getting absolutely we went and
Yeah.
we did that and now we have nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because it's like, I mean, just look at the education system. I mean, still today, it's like, what did they teach you that is actually beneficial in your life? Like, really nothing. Like, they prepare you for nothing, and like through high school, there's like no preparation whatsoever, like for actual tangible skills that you need to be human to survive. Right? Like, they don't teach you about money. They don't. They literally don't teach you anything. They teach you how to kind of be a cog in a wheel, and just that's about it.
Yeah, they pretty much don't
I mean,
teach
I
anything.
understand the reasons behind it, right? They don't. They want you. They don't want you to be autonomous, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And said, yeah, it's it's yeah.
But I mean, how? It's, yeah, I mean, it's like how do you unwind it as well, right? Once like we know how powerful the machine is of corporations and government and how they're just basically the same thing, And it's like how do you unwind that? I don't think you really can because of just the way human nature works. It's just going to be cyclical. It would just basically collapse at some point, and then you build with new knowledge and try not to make the same mistakes. It'll just have to play out. The only way to really do it otherwise would just be a culture shift where everybody's just like, you know what, I want less, and then
Yeah.
everybody just says, you know what, I want less too because less is easier and it's less stressful, and I can have fewer things but care more about those things. As opposed to like the consumption culture where it's just like more, 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 and that just keeps the machine going. And then it's like, for what?
I feel like I did this thing when I was 20 where I was like, I'm just going to go live on an island and I don't really give a shit. Like, I'm going to enjoy the sun and I'm going to make sure my needs are met, but I'm not going to worry about much else. And then I spent many years being like, I've got to support this family. I've got to get this thing. I've got to make sure everybody's okay. And I'm arriving at this point in my life where I did that and did that well. And I'm coming back to, and now what?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I can, in my old age, be trimming the grass outside and clipping the roses in a world where, and nobody works, right? Like I'm going to have to be shooting people to keep them off my property. Oh man, I didn't sign up for that. Would have been a lot easier if I was just, again, pouring drinks in a bar or doing something out and not caring too much. So yeah, I don't have the answer here. I'm not telling you what I'm going to do. I'm just like really.
I mean, it's interesting to think about. I mean, and still to this day, most people don't even contemplate this stuff because it's very. I mean, I couldn't do it, I guess, because I'm too self-reflective that way. But like for most people, I think it's really easy just to stay plugged in and not really question anything and just keep going and just not even really think about why, you know. I always stop too much and ask, okay, cool, I get it, but why? Like why am I doing this? And then when I ask myself that, I usually come to the conclusion that like it's not. There's really no reason to be doing that, or the reasons are they don't make it worth it. But then there's a
No,
struggle for that too, because then it's like, yeah, then most things are really not worth it.
Lucia and I are, we're just like thinking about what do we do for the rest of our lives, right? And like,
Yeah.
what uh, make so many, like you said, you make so many choices to do that thing you thought you were doing. What's next? And this AI lingering conversation that we're having is just so disruptive. It's just freaking completely shifted,
Well, like so I
altered
guess
the base of all of our entire thought process. Oh,
GM official. So
that's got to be Annalisa behind that.
so I
GM,
mean,
GM.
like my perspective on things has kind of shifted where it's like, yeah, like as we lose control, or perceive the illusion of control, whatever, of like long-term macro things, it's like instead of focusing on the micro, it is like more just focus on myself, like things that I can control and shape. Because then it's like if you can kind of figure that out, then whatever, more like get your raft working where you can just sit there, enjoy the ride, and then just see where it takes you. You know what I mean? As opposed to trying to swim upstream or drowning.
Right. So
Um,
you're drowning. I know
yeah.
we talked about it, like just going to a beach somewhere and just living life
I
down.
mean, I could totally do that, man.
I mean, even if I was doing this, but there,
Yeah,
it would
right.
be
Yeah.
better. But I don't know. Being the guy who rents the cabanas on the side of the beach, I aspired for so much more at some point in my life, but when it comes right down to it, that sounds kind of fun.
I mean, as there's freedom and not being owned by your situation. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah. No, I mean, Hawaii. What beach you thinking?
Oh, dude. See, if I was going to go back to Hawaii and actually live there, I would go back to the island of Maui that I love, where I've got my family, and I would post up in a jungle and I would do the permaculture thing, man.
Yeah.
Like I would post up on the land that I could, and I would grow as much food that I can eat of my own, supplement it with some grain, go get the rice thing, fish a ton,
Yeah.
probably raise some local animals, hunt the boar and the deer that are in the jungle that shouldn't be there, and live pretty simply, honestly.
But I mean, there's so much fulfillment in stuff like that too. You know, that gets back to the core of being a human, as opposed to trying to find fulfillment in a digital world is a much more challenging prospect.
I yeah, it's the digital world piece, because like I really did embrace this digital world over the last, like COVID hit and it was like, man, you're all just like thrown into it, and really embraced it, and some good stuff's come out of it. I mean, I wouldn't know you otherwise.
Right.
And we're like, uh that has enriched my life significantly. But as again, with that AI thing lingering in the background,
That's it, man. That's
as
the
AI
yeah.
is just overtaking this digital world, and
And how
authenticity is
fast it's happening.
and
That's the thing.
authenticity is getting absolutely robbed. And even in the industry, this industry that we're in, like this environment around blockchain, all the things that were fun about blockchain has been so stolen from me. It feels like by
No, I know.
people who have extracted all the value, who have turned it into caricatures. I mean, even when I turn on my friggin' feed, and I don't even know what Laudio is, but everybody's posting about Laudio, and I've got to mute the damn word because I'm like, fuck you all of you, shut the fuck up.
What's so funny though is like, as people chase ways to extract, and they're just trying to get, and really they're just trying to get monetary value, they've kind of mostly become bots and AI themselves. Like they've become NPCs. Like
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like if you really think about it, like you said the authenticity, it is evaporated, man. Like, and it's almost like, I mean, you just went to AI and like, hey, I'll be an NPC. You just pay me X amount. I'll be one of your soldiers. Like, is that the future? Is that the future we want? I don't know, man.
Yeah. No, it's not the future I want. It's not the future I want my kids to grow up in. Like, so I love the fact my buddy Alex been responding through the show, but he was like sending me some messages that he took his son to a concert, like takes his son to as many shows as possible, his youngest son.
Yeah.
And I mean, kid's young, right? Like 11, or 12 now. Oh God, I wish I could say it for certain. Alex, forgive me. Anyway, little dude's awesome, but went to a metal show, got in the pit, and they then actually was up crowd surfing in this show. And like Alex is big, obviously embrace tech, but at the same time, like you got to live those tactile, those like real experiences. And I think about how many kids live the digital world where they have the idea of going to a concert and being on the floor and crowd surfing, which for me and you alts was like normal, right? Like not normal as in everybody got the op, but like that was life being lived.
I mean, even just like on a simple relationship level of making friends or dating.
We're not going to hunt you. No, you're safe. You're safe.
But yeah, even just like relationships of making friends and dating and things like that, having those organic structures to where it could happen more naturally. It's like that didn't even exist anymore, right? It's just completely. It's kind of fascinating how but it's like we've gone too digital too fast. We're not prepared for this.
No, I don't think anyone's prepared for this.
AI is like, let's go faster.
It's if I allowed myself to be terrified, I would be fucking terrified. I'm somehow compartmentalizing it so I'm not terrified. But
it's like, I mean, it's already like there's no slowing it down. That's why it doesn't scare me, because it's like, really, what's the point? There's nothing you can do about it. Like, even if they put out regulation, like, okay, we're gonna start slowing this down because they're gonna overtake the world and kill us off. It's like, no, there's still gonna be somebody somewhere, some government that's gonna do it. It doesn't, because whoever does it first will have so much more control, right, and power. So like, you can't stop it. The genie's out of the bottle, right?
I hope we have this idea. I hope people are smart enough to realize like mutually assured destruction is like a real thing now, but like the destruction is going to be of all of humanity. And it's going to be this dystopian robot world like we fear in the Matrix or Terminator. Like that is where we're headed. I mean, like be responsible with what you're developing. And I've never had that fear in my life, but like it's creeping now. And I see the memes of like Sarah Connor watching feed our details in the chat GPT. And
but it's like, it doesn't even have to be that. That's what's so interesting about it, is it doesn't have to be somebody developing something evil. No, the AI itself will be able to do that if it wants. Like, it's just more about giving power to AI. And maybe, and it makes sense. Like, it's just like with the Matrix, it's like the only thing that they had to try in the end was just like a massive EMP explosion or something, just to try to basically remove electricity from the equation. That's the only way to possibly, but it's like, man, it's so ingrained. And it's interesting because too, if we think about it, we miss you too, buddy. But if you think about it, just like, even if we somehow it got to that and we had to destroy electricity and the internet and everything else just to survive,
think about the disruption that a Carrington event would have. Now, I'm sure that they have some type of shielding that they've put around critical elements around the world for the grid. But like, I'm sure you've read up on the Carrington event, like a massive solar storm just knocking out huge sections of the grid. Like, what does that do to distribution pipelines?
If COVID was any indication how frail it all is, something that actually is way more disruptive than COVID. It would fall apart in days. Like, it would be so fast.
Well, this is where I get to, I start getting like really not nervous is not the right thing.
Yeah.
I live in a city. I have my private property that I get taxed on to live here. Yeah. That I love that one more than anything. You own the land, but pay your taxes or we'll come fucking take it from you for nothing.
Well, we could take it anyways if we ever decide to.
Eminent domain. We're going to build a road through your property. Here's fair value. Not really. So I actually had this situation pop up all right before we went to Bangkok. When I refinanced my house because the rates were so low during COVID, I switched banks. Everything's processed. I'm fine. I get a certified letter saying that I didn't have my tax, that I somehow had a tax lien on my house for like $1,000 that somehow wasn't settled in all of the financials of the real estate transaction. In some fucking asshole third party bought the tax debt up, put a lien on my house, and could foreclose it if I didn't pay the $1,000 plus the $4,000 in fees, because they sent one letter to my house notifying that I had done it, and they sent it to the wrong fucking address. They sent it to a previous address.
Probably on purpose. Yeah.
And I was like apoplectic. I'm like, how are you? This is legal? You're allowed to do this?
Right? Yeah.
Honestly, you're allowed to do this. You're extorting me for this friggin' money because, like, I can't even believe we allow this. Like, but that's a whole other conversation. But like, I live on this little postage stamp of land. Like, I don't even know what I got here. Maybe 3/4 of an acre, which again, in some points of the world, that might be a ton of land, right? But I mow the lawn, I upkeep it. I've got a house on it, but I'm surrounded by people. If toilet paper suddenly ran out at the stores and people started going crazy, like, there's nothing to stop people from coming across my land except guns. And like, do we want to live in a world where, like, do we want to live in that world like Mad Max? You know,
we might not have a choice, man. But that's the thing, is like, we're so reliant on technology now that if that fails, we are completely fucked. But also, like, and nobody has the skills to do anything, right? Even like the
how do you feed yourself?
I mean, right? If there's no distribution of anything, how do you feed yourself? How do you get the necessary medicine? How do you, like? But even like, there's like the nuclear power plants. It's like the people that run those, there's only like a handful of people that even know how to do that shit. If something happens to them, like, it's not like there's no books. You can't go to ChatGPT and be like, how do you know? Like, it's just nothing.
In like 2 generations, we've forgotten how to do most things as humanity.
Yeah. Well, that's what's so fascinating about our age range, is that we existed before it all took its final form, or this current form, right? Like, obviously the internet goes way back, but like, basically, if you lived through like the 80s and 90s and 2000s, you saw like the complete, so I mean, it's been great to be able to see both sides of it, right? And it helps us appreciate things otherwise we wouldn't know about or understand. But
it's putting more gray in my beard, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. But if you're under 20, if you're born in the 2000s on, like, you really don't have a clue about what it was like before having all this stuff.
Yeah, I still pretend that I live in the time where I could leave my house and nobody could get in contact with me until I come back. Yeah. I was thinking about it just yesterday, watching this citywide relay. It was really fun. Like, all the kids that run around the track, fucking pass a baton, everybody cheers. And as I'm sitting there, I'm watching the number of people take out their phones because they can't stand for 1 minute to just be present in the moment. Like, I can't be present here. And if I'm trying to be present, I can only be present if I've got my phone out and I'm recording. Right? Like, how many concerts do you go to? People aren't even watching the concert. Like, they're watching the concert through their phone.
Well, and what's the reason for that? Because they're trying to do social signaling, right? Like, they're trying to get that social capital, but it's like, that social capital is less valuable than the moment itself.
Yeah.
People don't quite realize that.
Yeah, wide-ranging conversation here. I feel like we're turning into 2 grumpy old men, like we do Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. But we gotta cap this, because I got a softball tournament all weekend. Let's go Spark. USA softball is our first one. We got 6 tournaments traveling around. We're gonna win
6. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, this is the year the girls have really come along. Like, they've I taught most of them to play softball. Like, a good portion of them, I taught them how to throw the ball. So
nice.
It's really fun now that they are, like, a lot of them are probably going to be collegiate athletes in softball, and they're fun. And I love the kids. Someone said to me recently, like, you think it's going to end when it end, like when you guys stop traveling at 18, but this older, not older woman, but like another coach, but was probably in her 30s, maybe about 30, says, and then they're going to invite you to their weddings. Like, I still I was like,
that's my softball coach over there.
I started thinking about that. I'm like, for the amount of time I've spent with some of these girls, if I get that opportunity, that'll be a special one. So, like, knowing that I've now coached 3 different of my kid, like this is my 3rd kid, and like all of their different sports and friend groups. Like this last one, I'm trying to like soak it up. Even when I'm riding a bus and my head's like bobbling around because of the old school bus, I'm trying to enjoy it.
Well, hopefully the weather participates nicely this weekend for you guys.
Yeah. You got big plans?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I feel like there was something going on. I'm blanking on what it was.
You got anything to wrap up before you head to Berlin?
Yeah, maybe I got a couple of projects I'm just like doing some post work on. Try to get some of that stuff done, but working on a film concept too as well.
Nice.
Basically, yeah, more IRL stuff, kind of getting back into the film side of things. I've missed it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but nothing super pressing. I'm excited to go to Berlin. My first time going to Berlin.
I told you, man, you're gonna love the people with the Luxo Hub. Like they are genuinely super nice people. Super nice people.
Yeah, seems like a good vibe, and the space itself, it looks amazing. So yeah, I'm excited to spend some time there.
Yeah, I get to see Fawn and Annalisa there as well.
Oh, they're gonna be there.
Yeah, no, it should be fun. Does your pup miss you? Like, so I've always wondered this, right? Because you've got like such a special relationship with your pup. When you leave for a week or so and you come back, like, what is that moment that the pup sees you?
It kind of depends what they were doing that time. If they're staying with a friend that they know, or like another dog that they're friends with and they stay, or versus if they go like to a boarding place. I mean, it's super happy to see me, like, and then also like on her best behavior, right, for like the next week or two, because they're like, I don't know if they're in her mind, like, man, maybe I acted up, so he put me in boarding school, for a week or whatever. Even though like she ends up loving that because she's very social, so she loves being around other people and dogs and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's always a great reunion. Lots of kisses and tail wags, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love that.
But I probably end up missing them more than they miss me, like most owners do. It's like you're checking the webcams and watching, and
it's like, well, Alt, don't fight with Fawn.
I'll fight you, Alt. Hey, you know what? If you better be careful because I'm gonna be like deer scouting for ETH over here.
Alt shows up in full camo. Full camo, the orange vest. Yeah, so I've really gotten into these. I love when I'm scrolling my Twitter feed. Everybody's feed is obviously curated for the things they watch. Mine is cats because like the internet was built around crazy cat videos, right? So
part of it,
yeah, so you got the cat that's like meow meow, and then they put the Batman cowl on the cat, and he's like meow meow. Cracks me up. I see those, but my favorite ones are the dogs. Like when you get a look on the dog's face, you can see the white of its eyes because it's just like there's sorry. No, forgive me. I'm a child. Internally, I will always be a child. They had like this dogs taking sleeps on like the owner's butt and like just farting, and then and then like dogs like rearing back, making faces with like like horrified. One dog just puked, just straight up.
Oh my god, dude!
Straight up vomited, and I'm dying because I love dogs. I just think they're absolutely freaking hilarious.
Dogs are amazing because like, I mean, they are maybe the only creature we really know of that like loves unconditionally.
Oh my god!
I mean, there's still conditions probably, you know what I mean, but like for the most, they love like the way that we hope we could love. You know what I mean? Like, and that's actually one of the great things about having a dog is like it's a constant reminder to live in the moment, like as we talk about, right? Because that's all they do. You can't really. They have no interest in comprehending tomorrow. Like they just live for today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wonder if they even know tomorrow exists.
I don't know. It's so fascinating to think about the different levels of consciousness and kind of, I don't know if it's even that, but just like the cognitive ability to be able to, I mean, that's what makes humans great is the fact that that's how we got out of the trees and became humans, is like thinking about like, well, what could I do that would make me thrive in a year, and it's like
we remembered yesterday and we thought about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? That's humans.
That was the big difference, right? And that helped us therefore succeed and keep thriving and growing. But it's like, but then also now it's gotten to the point where it's like, man, yeah, we've gone too far. Like Fawn can't fight.
Fawn can fight. That's what Wisdom said.
She can scrap. I guess we'll find out. Yeah.
I'm gonna scrap. She's from London. I hear that. I
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
the streets
no,
of
yeah.
London are dangerous these days.
Yeah, you got to be able to scrap in London anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, not so much on the mean streets where I am.
Okay, so let me think about I got a dad joke for you for dog related. So I asked my dog actually, what's 2 minus 2? What do you think they said?
It's gonna be a play on 0, but I can't think of it.
They didn't say anything. They can't do math. Come on, bro. She just stared at me.
Oh, that was a good one. I didn't expect that. That's hilarious.
Okay, so I got a couple more. Like, where do meatballs? Or I'm sorry. Oh fuck! I just gave you the punchline.
Too funny.
I had that one written down. I gave you the punch. I said, where do hamburgers go to dance? The meatball.
Gotcha.
Why is Peter Pan always flying?
Why is Peter Pan always flying? And it's like pixie dust, happy thoughts. I can't guess it. I don't know.
Because he never lands.
Wow. That's a dad joke. The dog one got me, man. I was dying with that one.
Well, it was good catching up, buddy, as always.
Yeah, for sure. And it'd be fun to like just once a week get on and just blow off some steam. I think twice a week is too much. You need real content to talk about, and I'm not interested in giving the news. In fact, when we tried to do anything even slightly remotely on topic today, it ground to a halt while I
failed miserably.
We'll just keep it entertaining.
I like that. I'm down. Totally.
All right, homie. Good. Then enjoy weekend. Say hi to the pup. Get her a popsicle or something.
Yeah, I'll give her a pup cup in your honor.
Pup cup, love it. And I'm gonna go maybe eat lunch. I don't know. Print out my call signs for fastball.
Oh man,
going inside.
Do you have to be pretty stealth with that stuff, or is anybody stealing it? Call signs or anything on that level?
Yeah. Oh, people will steal it.
You guys are in Boston. That's what you're known for.
People will steal. We'll bang the trash can. No, I like the right. Each spot is a pitch, and you'll go like first inning is like the first thing you touch. So it'll be like fastball is the nose. So
then it shifts per inning.
Yeah, and then we might
go. Is it a different game plan every game, or you always have the same?
We might switch it if someone picks up on it. Then we might go like second touch is the fastball. So then, right, you go like this, and you're like touching around, and it looks more complicated than it is. But then I went to wristbands that just have numbers on them, so you just call it like 4-2-3, and then they look and they go like fastball.
Oh, so they have information on theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, technology. See this.
AI is going to get
you. AI is literally going to basically coach for you now.
Yeah, straight tech, bro. Yeah, before you know it, you won't need me there.
Yeah.
The AI will be able to yell at the girls as well as I do. No, I'm really calm. I don't technically yell. Although my wife says sometimes I'm too hard on my daughter, which is not true. Although I did bench her once on her birthday because she made a couple errors. I was like,
birthday, bro?
Get out.
Oh man. Cutthroat.
Yeah.
Throw it out there.
Yeah. Why would you sweet Phils, why would you tell them the tactic on the interwebs?
That's the thing. Yeah, they're gonna start watching your stream before the games to pick up the tells.
Well, because I've gone to the wristband, so now I don't have to worry about it. Like that's an undecipherable.
Well, but now you shouldn't give that away. You should have gone to the wristband, but then still do all the stuff. That way, they're wasting time and energy trying to decipher nonsense.
But now with tech, I can actually I can watch game scout of other people's games and listen to what they're calling and be like, all right, that was a curveball. Okay. So 5-2-3 maps to a curveball if I wanted to be that intense, which tournament softball, you don't have the chance for those pre-scouts because you get a random draw and pool play and then you just play. And a lot of times you haven't seen them before. Now we're getting deep into USA softball travel tournaments and that is enthralling for everyone. Okay. Yeah, I guess Alts, that's what we'll do. We'll just come back and, we'll do this and make it entertaining for us so we don't have to feel terrible about sentiment or anything else going on. So we can just entertain ourselves.
Hey, I'm down for that. Win-win.
All right. All right, everyone. Well, per usual. Thank you.